Welcome to the deep dive. This is a space we've carved out just for you, especially as you're, gearing up for your master's entrance exam.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're diving into some really key material. Key vocabulary, Day 2, Unit 1, Part 1.
That's right. And our goal here, it isn't just about, memorizing definitions off the list.
Right.
We want to really dig into these words, see how they actually work in sentences, especially those examples from past exams. You'll get a feel for the subtle differences, how they shape meaning. It's all about building your confidence.
Exactly. Building that foundation for reading comprehension, for your overall fluency on the exam. Think of it as, getting sharper vision for those tricky texts.
Yeah, by the end of this, you won't just know these words. You'll understand those little nuances, those subtle distinctions that can completely change what a sentence is saying.
So lean in, follow along with us, maybe grab your source material if you have it handy. Let's unpack this list together, see what we find. Okay, first up, this initial group of words in the source, they seem to cluster around, positive feedback maybe. And also things moving up or starting. We've got praise, prize, rise, arouse, raise, applaud, and clap.
It's an interesting mix, isn't it? You've got the approval words like praise and applaud right next to words about movement or causation like rise and raise.
Yeah.
And some look similar, like rise, arise, raise. But grammatically, they behave quite differently. That's key.
Okay, let's start with praise. The source says his teachers are full of praise. That's the noun form, right? Admiration.
Mm-hmm. Strong approval.
And then retail trade groups praise the ruling. So that's the verb, expressing that approval. It's about saying something positive.
Exactly. Now, contrast that right away with prize.
Oh, okay.
Praise is the act of approving, but a prize, well, that's the actual award, the thing you get.
Like the Nobel Peace Prize example. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, or numerous prizes for her work. It's tangible.
Precisely. Praise is the feeling or the words. Prize is the reward. Keep those separate.
Got it. Okay, now these are words. Rise. The source gives us the physical action. They rose from the table.
Yep, standing up.
And the financial one, the noun. Everybody loves a fat pay rise. So going up or an increase.
And the crucial thing about rise, remember this, is it's generally intransitive. Things rise by themselves.
Meaning they don't need an object after them, like the sun rises.
Exactly. Prices rise, people rise. It just happens. It doesn't do it to something else.
Okay, and that's where raise is different, I guess.
Oh.
The examples are they had raised the white flag, lifting something.
Right.
And the exam sentence, it would be a shame to raise prices too much.
Yeah.
Increasing something.
Perfect. Raise is transitive. You always raise something.
Yeah.
You raise a flag, you raise prices, you raise a family, you raise your hand, you raise a question. It needs an object.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Transitive versus intransitive. That's a big one.
Huge. It comes up all the time.
So a company could raise profits, and then employees might get a pay rise. Okay.
You got it.
Now, arise. The definition is to happen, to originate from. Example, his failure arose from his laziness.
Mm-hmm. He came from his laziness.
And the exam sentence. It is speculated that gardens arise from a basic human need. So, again, originating from something, appearing.
Yes. Originate or appear is a good way to think about arise. Now, this links interestingly to arouse.
Okay, arouse. The source example is, my curiosity was fully aroused by his expression. What does that mean exactly?
Arouse means to awaken or stir up a feeling, an interest, maybe excitement.
So his expression made you curious. It stirred up that feeling.
Exactly. You arouse curiosity, arouse suspicion, arouse interest. It's about waking up a feeling or state.
So arise is about something starting or appearing. Arouse is about stirring up feelings.
Got it. Now, notice something interesting in the source material. The exam sentence listed under arouse actually uses the word arose.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
The idea arose because of the perplexing behavior of the women in the plant.
Huh. So that sentence actually fits the meaning of arise, doesn't it? The idea appeared or originated?
Precisely. It's a fantastic example of why you always need to look at the word used in the actual sentence and its context, not just where it's listed. The idea arose, it didn't arouse something else.
Good catch. Okay, always trust the sentence itself. Right, back to the approval words. Applaud. They rose to applaud the speaker. And the exam sentence. Some applaud the approach, others are concerned. So strong approval, often shown by clapping.
Which leads us neatly to clap.
Right. The examples are everyone clapping along, like with music, and with clap of his hands, he ordered more food. That second one's more like a single signal.
Yeah, clap is primarily the physical action of hitting your hands together. It can be for applause, for rhythm, or as a signal. Applaud is broader. It's the expression of approval itself, which often involves clapping, but might just be verbal praise too.
And the noun is applause.
Correct.
Okay, I can see how these weave together. Like maybe a good idea arose in a meeting, which helped the company raise profits, leading to a pay rise. The CEO might praise the team.
Yeah.
And at the announcement, people would applaud and clap.
That's a great way to connect them. You see how they function in a little story.
Okay, let's shift gears now. We've done actions and increases. How about feelings? Specifically, words around surprise. The source puts astonish, dismay, amaze, and amuse together.
Right, and these give us different flavors of reaction, from pure shock to maybe disappointment or even just finding something funny.
Okay, first is astonish. The news astonished everyone, and she astonished us by saying she was leaving. So just very surprised.
Very surprised, yeah. The adjective is astonishing.
Then there's amaze. Your sudden appearance amazed me a lot. And the exam sentence. We are amazed today at the mere number of plays produced. How is this different from astonish?
It's close. Both mean greatly surprised. But amaze, I think, often carries a stronger sense of wonder, maybe admiration. It can feel a bit more positive.
Ah, I see. Like you're amazed by something incredible.
Exactly. And the adjective amazing, like in the network computer, is an amazing device. Definitely has that positive, wonderful feeling.
Okay, that helps. Astonish is strong surprise. Amaze often adds wonder. Now, dismay. The examples are nouns. I read of her resignation with some dismay. And to her dismay, her name was not on the list.
Dismay is really useful. It's surprise mixed with a negative feeling like disappointment, shock, sadness, discouragement.
So it's not just wow, it's oh no.
Pretty much. You're surprised and unhappy or worried about it. Finding your name isn't on the list causes dismay because it's surprising and bad news for you.
Okay, that distinction is super helpful. Surprise plus negative feeling. And the last one here is amuse. My funny drawings amuse the kids. I'm sure I'll be able to amuse myself. This one seems different. It's about making someone laugh.
Yeah, it means entertain or make someone laugh. It's slightly odd that the source groups it under astonishment, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because the core meaning is about enjoyment or finding something funny, not really shock. The noun is amusement. It just shows, again, focus on the definition and the example sentences provided.
Right. Don't get hung up on the category label if the definition points elsewhere. So putting it together, you might be astonished by sudden news. If it's bad, you feel dismay. But if someone tells a joke, you're amused. And if you see something incredible, you're amazed.
Perfect summary. Different shades of surprise and related feelings.
All right, moving on. From feelings to, well, what we do with our free time, this next little group. Recreation, gamble, leisure.
Yeah, how we spend our time away from work or study.
Recreation. Example. His recreations include golf, football, and shooting. Things you do for fun.
Exactly. Activities for enjoyment. And the exam sentence connects it to conservation areas, focused on wildlife, watersheds, and opportunities for recreation.
So recreation is the activity. Then what about leisure? The example is, these days we have increased opportunities for leisure.
Leisure is the time itself, the free time you have when you're not working or obligated.
Ah, okay. So leisure is the time, recreation is what you do in that time.
You've got it. They're linked but different.
And the third one here is gamble. He's gambling his reputation on this deal. This isn't just about cards or betting, is it?
No, that's a great example of the figurative meaning. It means to risk something valuable, reputation, money, safety, hoping for a good outcome, taking a chance. The person is a gambler.
So you could use your leisure time for some outdoor recreation, but deciding to climb a really dangerous cliff might be considered a gamble.
That works perfectly. Shows the difference.
Okay, next set. A few words here. Couple starting with lay, but they seem pretty different. Retire, entire, mere.
Yeah, don't let them fool you into thinking they're closely related in meaning. They cover different ideas.
Let's start with retire. He is retiring next year. Means stopping work, usually because of age.
Right. And we get the nouns retiree, the person, retirement, the period or state. Remember that exam sentence. Mostly for employee health and retirement costs.
Yeah, it links back. So retirement is a big factor in employment costs.
Definitely.
Next, entire. The entire village was destroyed, meaning the whole thing, complete.
Yes, totality. And the adverb is entirely. We saw 2 exam sentences. Don't dismiss that possibility entirely.
Meaning don't dismiss it completely.
Right. Maybe there's still some part of it that's possible, and it's entirely up to us, meaning it's 100% our decision.
Okay, complete, whole, entire. And then mere. It took her a mere 20 minutes to win. This feels like it's emphasizing how short the time was.
Exactly. Mere means only or just, and it emphasizes the smallness or lack of importance of something. It often implies surprise at how small it is.
Like just 20 minutes. And the adverb is merely expanding the orchestra's repertoire will not be enough. So just expanding it isn't sufficient.
Perfect. And remember, we saw it earlier with amaze.
Oh, that's right. We are amazed today at the mere number of plays produced.
Yes, the mere number, just the quantity itself, nothing else is amazing. It emphasizes that the number alone is surprising.
Connecting those really helps.
Right.
Okay, so someone could retire, use their entire savings for a trip, but find it was a mere weekend getaway.
A slightly disappointing retirement plan, maybe, but yes, shows how the words work.
All right, final section. This one's a biggie, mostly about money, payments, support. Quite a list here from the source.
Yeah, this is a really important cluster for understanding social and economic topics and reading passages. Lots of key terms.
Okay, let's work it down. First, paying for things. Fare and fee. Fare is for travel, right? Children travel at half fare.
Yep, bus fare, train fare, taxi fare, cost of a journey.
And fee is more for services. Students take out loans to cover tuition fees.
Exactly. Tuition fees, membership fees, doctor's fees, and the exam sentence. This keeps fees high and innovation slow. So payment for services, access, or professional advice.
Fare for travel, fee for service. Got it. Now the odd one out here, farewell. She said her farewells and left. This is just goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, saying goodbye or the act of leaving. Its inclusion in the money section of the source list seems like a mistake or a very loose connection we're missing. It's about parting, not payment.
Okay, good to know. Definitely seems out of place. Right, back to money. Welfare. We have adequate welfare provision and the exam sentence about British welfare and unemployment risk.
Welfare has two main senses. It can mean general health, happiness, and well-being. But very often, especially in contexts like that exam sentence, it means financial support provided by the state or government to people in need.
Like Social Security or benefits.
Exactly, stated aid.
Okay. Then, related to support after work, pension. She went to the post office to draw her pension. This is money after you retire.
Yes, a regular payment from the state or a former employer post-retirement. It connects back to our retirement and retirement discussion.
And then allowance, the exam sentence. A 7-day wait for the job seeker's allowance. How's this different from a pension or welfare?
An allowance is also a sum paid regularly, but it's not necessarily tied to retirement like a pension. It could be for job seekers, like the example, or pocket money for a child, or for specific expenses. It's often from the state, but can be from family too. Welfare can be a broader term for state support.
Okay, so pension is post-retirement. Allowance is more general regular payment. Now, bonus. All workers participate in the bonus scheme. That sounds like extra money.
It is. A bonus is an extra payment on top of regular salary, usually as a reward for good performance or as an incentive.
Right, not your base pay. Then, subsidy. The level of subsidy should be increased. And the exam asking why the Royal Shakespeare Company needs a subsidy. What's this?
A subsidy is specific. It's money given, usually by the government, to help a particular industry, business, or service. The goal is often to keep prices low for the public or to support something considered important like the arts or agriculture.
So it's support for an organization or sector, not usually an individual like welfare or allowance.
Generally, yes. That's a key difference. Subsidies help keep costs down, maybe transport fares or production costs.
Okay, nearly there. Benefit, example. The new regulations will be of benefit to everyone, meaning an advantage.
Yes, an advantage or positive effect. But benefit can also refer to financial help from the state, similar to welfare or allowance. It depends on context.
Right. And it's also a verb, the exam sentence. Algorithms DeepMind develops will benefit patients, meaning help or be useful to them.
Correct. So benefit can be a noun, advantage, or state aid, or a verb, to help or gain from. The adjective is beneficial.
Lots of meanings for that one. And finally, profit. The radio station earns a profit from its advertising. Financial gain.
Purely financial gain. The money earned minus the costs. The exam sentence mentions more frequent releases and more profit.
And the adjective is profitable. Ignored the big profitable opportunity.
Exactly. So profit is strictly about money made, whereas benefit is broader. An advantage could be non-financial, like better health or more time.
Okay, wow. That's a lot of financial terms.
Yeah.
But seeing the differences, fare versus fee, pension versus allowance, subsidy versus welfare, profit versus benefit, that's really crucial for understanding those texts, isn't it?
Absolutely vital. If you mix them up, you misunderstand the whole economic or social point being made. Think about it. A government subsidy might lower bus fares, providing a benefit to commuters and maybe impacting the bus company's profit. It all connects.
Wow, okay. We really unpacked quite a bit there, didn't we? Just going through these words from day 2, part 1, and seeing them pop up in all these different contexts. Teacher comments, business news, science speculation, government policy. It really does give you a much richer sense of their meaning than just a dictionary definition.
Absolutely, and that's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seeing them in action, especially in those exam sentences, when you can pinpoint exactly what arise means in that sentence about gardens, or why mere is used with number of plays, or whether benefit means advantage or state aid. That's building real reading comprehension.
It really is. It moves beyond just knowing the word to understanding how it shapes the idea in the sentence, how it connects to other parts of the passage. That's building the skills you need for the exam.
And like any skill, the more you practice, the better you get. Encountering these words again in your reading, seeing them used slightly differently perhaps, that's what truly cements them in your mind.
So we really hope you'll go back to your source list, maybe reread the examples we talked about, look out for these words as you do other reading practice, and hey, maybe even try using a few yourself in a sentence.
That active recall is so powerful.
Yeah. Ask yourself, which word today was the trickiest? Which one surprised you? Maybe try writing a sentence using astonish, dismay, and amuse. Or one connecting subsidy, fare, and benefit. Make it active. That's how you make it stick.
And just a final thought to leave you with. Think about how these words, these seemingly small units of language we've explored today, actually unlock quite complex ideas. You've got arise, hinting at the origins of human needs, words like welfare, subsidy, profit, revealing intricate economic and social structures.
Yeah.
How does really getting these words change how you read about these big topics? How does it shift your perspective, even just a little? Something to ponder as you continue your studies.